Also, one of the fun things about the paper is you can, when it comes out, then you know that it's time for a new message, which I find to be very symbolic and a process of letting go for me. So that's a fun thing to think about. Now another way that you can use the scroll with the fabric is if you have someone's name printed in fabric and a photo of them, perhaps someone that has passed away in your life, then you can remember them and carry their photo on your necklace here. It would, I'm trying to remember if I've used these for a funeral in the past. I've done so many different projects, it's hard to remember, but even if I haven't, it would be a nice way to do that. So that's a possibility if you have a wake or a funeral that you're planning or plan on attending, or you want to give something to a bereaved friend. This would be a nice way to remember them with the scroll necklace. And maybe not just a picture, but also some words about them. Or the other thing that I like for my scroll necklace, I get anxious sometimes. I get thoughts in my head and I scare myself with them, which I guess we all do. And so I like to put comforting messages inside. And to me it's right there, and I can look at it at any time and comfort myself with the words. So that's another way you can use your necklace. And I'm big on color therapy. I think that if you have a bunch of different colors of paper and you put the paper, you decide what you want for that day, it will either set the tone or tell you a lot about how you're feeling. And there is a language of color. You know, most people, you think about what does the color red remind you of, what is the color, and I have actually on my website, if you go to, if you search Google for scroll necklace, there's a retail site which it can take you to the information, or there's a wholesale, it's not a wholesale site, it doesn't sell, it just has stories, and it has a language of the colors, I call it, and it gives, based on research that I did of color through gemstone colors and colors as they were used throughout history, I created a basic language of the colors for the necklaces, and it ties into what the kids were doing, where you can communicate what you're feeling through the colors. Like the kids were, green was I'm available, red is I'm not available, like stop. And so that's kind of an interesting thing to look at if you want to check that out as well. Let's see. I like this red. This is really fun. Another thing that was really interesting that I had done is there were some pieces of paper, and I'll grab a couple right now. This is a series of papers that came out by the company DCWV. It's a scrapbooking company, and they do these papers called Once Upon a Time. And as you can see, I enjoy using the paper. Well, the artists, I've always been very supportive of artists and writers, and I actually even have a radio show that talks with artists and about art online, and you can find that on my website as well. But I sent scroll necklaces to, I found out who the artists were behind this project, and I sent some scroll necklaces to a few of them to honor what they're doing and say thank you. And it was really a neat, that was a really neat experience. I'll tell you, these necklaces have taken me to some fascinating places. I love the stories that have developed out of them. And actually, when I think about it, I could probably write a book about it myself with all the pictures and styles. And I find it interesting that things are not just about the things themselves. They're about the stories that happen. They're about the experience of the whole thing. So I've got some little stickers here. That's kind of fun. That's another thing that you can do as well. You can have your decorated paper. Now this is kind of a neat one. This is a flower. Now I'm not going to take the sticker off, because maybe you want to use it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to roll it up. Like this. And then what this creates, it's a tiny little picture, which is what I like about stickers. I'm going to cut it a little smaller so it fits. So this will create a little picture on your necklace that you can see because it's glass. So you'll be able to see right through it. And that just happens to be on the brown chain here, but you can switch it out. So you see there's a little picture of flowers there. It's so sweet. And it doesn't have to be a sticker. Of course, you can find any pattern or anything that strikes your fancy. It doesn't have to be a single non-patterned paper. It can be a nice picture. Like, look at this. Ooh, I love this. Reversible papers here. Oh man, this is really cool. I haven't even looked at these yet. And this is now I have a huge scroll that I wear sometimes, and I have different quotes that I'll put inside of it. And then when I'm waiting in line somewhere, or situations where I start to think that I should be somewhere else and other people are thinking the same thing, and then I remind myself and us of why we are standing in line. We get to connect. We get to support one another. We get to take the opportunity to make it fun, instead of being a victim of circumstance. So let's see. There we go. Now I'm going to put this I have to cut off a bit of the end, but the message is still gettable. There we go. Funny. The message is, in dreams and in love, there are no impossibilities. So let's see, how can we make this possible? Well, right off the bat, I'll say you could photocopy a message and shrink it down, but... Dreams and in love, there are no possibilities. So, there are no impossibilities. There are no possibilities. That is a tragic thing to wear. Okay, yay, it fits. Ooh, I like that look too. Like the color of the sky. And stuff that down. Actually, what you can do, so you don't have to stuff it in, is if you roll around, you can roll around the string here, like that. If you do it this way, it keeps it from falling out as well. Okay, so then you take the end of the necklace and put it in like that. There, voila. Now it holds it in, your message is inside, like that. The only thing about this is if you want to take your message in and out, then that's not the best way to do it, because this will keep it in. But if you want the message to stay held strong in there, just wind it around the string and loop it up that way. Now, if you've seen the website, you may have seen that I have a version of scroll necklaces. They're called the traveling scrolls, and these were created, I have a series of inside of artists that donated their time to the project and their energies, and it is a way that they were able to promote their work as well. So what I did, I printed on fabric, on a limited number of metal scroll necklaces, pictures of the artist's work. And the artists, each one was numbered, and there was a message inside saying the name of the artist, the website, and that when someone comments on your necklace, to pass the necklace on to the next person, that receives it. So, and I think I'll have to check the link on that, but that was, if you go to travelingnecklace.com, you can, that's where that project took place. And it was really cool because some of these necklaces traveled very quickly to different places, and I love that people were actually giving them away. And one went from England over to Australia, and you could see that because people would go online and then they would tell the story of where they got it, and there was a little tracking thing on there so that you could see. And again, I haven't looked at that in a while. I have so many projects going on, but I'll have to check that out and see what's going on with that. I'll be probably amazed to where it's been. So here are some extras. I'm going to put some extra scrolls inside. A few little words here for fun for you. And I hope that you all have a blast with these. And I know that that you all appreciate words so much, as I do as well. If you want to contact me for any reason in the future, if you want some fabric scrolls printed, or just send me an email and tell me your story about the necklace, that would be great. I love to hear how people are using them and in ways that they're touching them in their lives. So thank you again for watching, and thanks for your order. Bye!